We're off without a hitch.
Oh, man.
Let's go,
What
dude.
a perfectly executed intro to the show. My goodness.
One time, Jimmy. Just
One time, baby. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the pregame show. Let's go. Presented by Bet365. Never ordinary, not once. That's the app where you use promo code DNVR. You make lots of money with us, or at the very least have fun trying to make money with us.
Or you lose. That's a real possibility.
It's takeover day, fellas.
We're taking over.
Taking over Ball Arena. We're getting a party bus. We're going down.
Your takeover energy is like, whoa, man, stuff it in a box.
It's really good.
It's too much for me, bro.
Is it too good?
You're turned up to
I'm
like
excited
13.
for the takeover,
there
man.
We go.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm actually really excited for this game because I kind of like this matchup.
It's a great game.
I think it's a good matchup for Yoke to go off a little bit, so I'm kind of counting on that one. Nuggets taking on the Thunder. We're also going to talk about, is there a changing of the winds with the referees and Nikola Jokic? Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. And we're also going to talk about that dunk from Christian Braun. Is it the best we're going to see this season from a Denver Nugget? To help me out, I got the man who's already pre-partying, Brennan Vogt.
Yeah, skipped the Christmas party so I could bring it on a takeover night.
You were at the Christmas party.
No, I'm talking drinking. I didn't drink at all last night.
Oh, you didn't?
Literally not a sip. Who had that on their bingo card?
Absolutely nobody.
Absolutely
Throw away
nobody.
that card.
But now I'm fresh to really go after it tonight. You know?
You were acting that way, and you were sober.
I was 100% sober. Yeah,
Seemed
why
like
should
he
I?
was wasted, didn't
What did
he?
I do?
I feel like I barely saw Bread and Vote at the Christmas party.
My biggest contribution was my oversized jacket.
I
Everyone
love
got a
the
real
coat.
kick out of
Yeah,
that.
that's a really good
I
one.
do remember the jacket.
I was the warmest guy there.
I'm not going to lie to people. I am hungover today from the Christmas party. I'm struggling through it. Helping me out, though, Harrison.
You're not as hungover as some people were at the Christmas party.
To be honest with you, I might be the least hungover.
Should we just name names?
Well, you probably shouldn't. But you can.
I don't know. I
But
kind
I
of want
feel like
to.
this guy's okay with it.
Then over there, the man in the hat, Superstar Dev.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for this game as well. I mean, of course, it's the takeover. We get to go and be in the building with the people, with our people, the diehards. But also, this is a fun one. I don't feel like we've had a takeover where there's like a real chance they could lose, but this is a chance to prove, hey, we are back. This is the Nugget squad.
The Thunder, in the old takeover days, the Thunder were, okay, this could be a really fun night, but also, like, could they lose this one? You kind of sweat it out sometimes.
Yeah.
Now it's just a flat out, really good matchup in terms of seeding, in terms of how they match up. It's a good opponent. Like, this is a great game to be in the building for, full stop. It's not just about, we used to try to sneak in the Yoke master classes.
Yeah.
But this is just, we've
I
got
know,
you in
is
the...
this the most competitive
Yeah,
takeover game
that's
ever?
what I'm getting at.
I think last year we had an Oklahoma City Thunder takeover game. I'm pretty sure of
Yeah,
it.
but they're on another level, I think, right now.
Yeah, they are on another level. So it should be a fun one, man. This is a great matchup. Let's get into some game notes.
Well, the Thunder come into this game at 15-8. They're 6-4 in their last 10. They did lose their last game, though. So they're just a half game behind the Nuggets in the standings.
3 seed.
Yeah, they're the 3 seed at 15-8. The Nuggets are 17-9.
I think it'd be great if they were the 3 seed.
Yeah, maybe get them in the
For
conference
Denver, yeah,
semis.
like that would be a great second round matchup. I mean, they're good. I don't want to like.
No, they are
but,
good.
But
They
I
are
just think
good.
Denver matches up.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have a clean bill of health heading into this game. All their guys are good to go. I don't know if you saw, they were down in Boulder at the CU men's game last night.
I did see that. That was
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like
funny
that.
enough, Jalen Williams on the Thunder. His brother Cody Williams is on
Right.
CU's
Right.
team. He's injured right now, though. He didn't even play.
What happened?
I think he just has a wrist injury.
Oh, okay.
But they just went down there to watch the game still, even though he wasn't playing. That was pretty cool.
How's he been doing, by the way, Cody Williams?
He's been playing well.
Yeah,
he's been playing really
super
well.
good.
He's projected to go in the top 10 right now.
Really?
Yeah.
There was a point in time that he was like the #1 pick. Like,
Really?
they thought he was going to go there, but he's a top 10 pick.
He has
as of
some
right
real
now.
upside, huh? All
It's
right.
sick how CU has ties to like every NBA team except the Nuggets.
Just a hater over there.
So true, man. Ouch.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
For the Nuggets, KCP is out again tonight, still in concussion protocol. He was on the bench last game. He looked pretty good. I mean, he looked like he was in good spirits, I'll say. He looked like he was in
I
good
thought he
spirits.
could have been out there.
Harrison's like an NFL coach. He's like, he looks fine.
Yeah.
This is
I mean,
good.
he's
in a dark
joking
closet.
around,
Concussion.
jumping around, celebrating.
Yeah.
Are you okay? You're good, right?
Yeah.
You're good. Go back out there. You're
We
fine.
put him in a dark closet for 10 minutes. He's good to go.
Second missed game in concussion protocol for him tonight. And then Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon, probable expected to play, expected to be in the starting lineup.
Expected to look good. On the Thunder, I notice a trend when I look at their schedule. They lose to all the teams that have bigs. They lost to Sacramento, Houston, Minnesota, Philadelphia, Denver, Sacramento again, New Orleans, and Golden State, the one game where 141-139, they lost that one just narrowly and not necessarily a big team, actually a pretty small team. But every other loss they have is the biggest teams in the NBA. So this is why I say I think it's a good matchup, is they kind of suck at that.
And if you remember what Nikola Jokic did to Chet Holmgren last time these two teams played,
well,
I don't think that's that surprising.
Denver had 72 points in the paint the last time they played.
That's insane.
72.
Well, it's also for all their length, you need strength too.
Yes.
And so it's Yoke with Chet, but then it's Aaron Gordon at the 4 who has a chance to really be imposing.
On Jalen Williams.
My biggest note from that last Thunder game was that the Thunder have the length to match up with Denver, but not the strength.
Yeah.
And that really stood out to me. And that, by the way, these sounds like knocks on Chet, who's just a tremendous young player who's too skinny right now. That's all it is. It's not like they have a big, but he's not in a place in his career and physical development to match up with the true bigs.
So let's go into this. They are 7th in offense, 5th in defense, 3rd in overall net rating ahead of the Denver Nuggets. So they've actually been very good two-way team, again, with some very specific weaknesses. 28th in offensive rebound percentage, 30th in defensive rebound. They are dead last in the NBA in defensive rebounds. They are last in the league in opponent second chance points. Denver needs to feast on the boards tonight. This is where the advantage is.
Yeah, they've already shown that they're going to go inside and just attack them every single time down. But it's also taking advantage of those mismatches, taking advantage of those opportunities that they're going to give you. Grab a board, go right back up, and then just keep on attacking. In the last matchup, SGA could not get going. Like, that was a great defensive game from Denver. And I think that caused some of the frustration that the Thunder was, into. But also, they just had the size against them, and you just have to just keep going back to that.
Yeah. Who wins the paint battle? And it should be the Nuggets tonight wins this game. Like, if the Nuggets dominate the paint, they probably win tonight.
They're a good paint team, but in a different way. They're the drive type. They spread you out, and they just keep driving and driving and driving. But to your point, it's easier to score just by throwing the ball inside to AG, to Yoke, than grabbing some rebounds. Big opportunity for them. And I'm looking at guys like Christian Braun tonight. Get on the glass. He's had some big offensive outputs that's on the glass. So he has a chance tonight to grab some second chance possessions. The Thunder don't turn it over. They turn you over. They're 4th in their own turnover percentage, means they are the 4th best at not turning it over. And then they're number 1 in forcing turnovers. So again, Denver, I feel like this is a very clear Denver, you're at home. You should win this game, because to win it, you do the things that you have the advantage of and just don't turn the ball over, and you should get the win. So that's what I'm looking at. They're also first in points off of turnovers. And to your point, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, if you can, that's the head of the snake. If you can force him into a rough game, you're going to get the win. Who gets the assignment, by the way?
What do you guys think about Justin Holiday?
Absolutely not. That will be rough.
You think?
Yeah, I don't want that to be. First off, there's not enough minutes, so it has to be another person that's going to be in that. But I really don't know who it could be. You can't put Aaron Gordon over there, because they also have Jalen Williams, who can attack you as well, and he has the size. I don't know who they go with on this one.
I think you have a lot of options. And like with starting, by the time this is out, the starters will probably already be announced. But
What do you mean? We're live.
Well, other than that. But, they can throw bodies at him. I am actually excited to see how Christian Braun looks against him, and I'm excited to see how Peyton Watson looks, just because it's like, all right, let's try our hand at some different combinations. While we don't know who's going to start, and I wouldn't expect those guys to start, I do think that you'll have rotation quickly to be like, all right, you're matching up with him.
Yeah.
And Peyton Watson in particular, to me, I'm like, that's a guy that he should be able to – I shouldn't say should be able to. That I'm curious to see if his length works.
It's a big night for those two guys, absolutely. That first matchup with the Thunder was pretty early on this season, and it was after that game, it was after a couple games right after that where we really started the KCP, first team all-defense campaign.
Right.
And one of the notches on that resume is holding SGA to one of what I'm assuming is still one of his worst games of the season. That was a masterclass defensively from KCP in that game. So, yeah, it's a big night for Christian Braun and Peyton Watson. Absolutely.
Maybe this is a good night for first team. If the Nuggets don't hold Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, like you say, hey, come on.
I'm curious to see Denver had so much length and they were so bothersome in the passing lanes and just the stunts in that last game. And I'm curious, like SGA is a different animal than, let's say, I don't know, Cam Johnson. But I am curious, for as much as not having KCP hurts, full stop, is there an aggregate length thing that helps just in terms of guarding them? So I'm just curious how it works out.
Let's move on, guys, now and talk about the referees.
Oh, goody.
I know the comment section loves when we talk about the officiating. Look, it's no mystery. Jokic gets a bad whistle. We all kind of know it. I think he's a hard player to officiate just because he's so unconventional, and that's a big piece of this. But I also just think he gets a weird whistle. And I kind of feel, and I don't know what you guys think, him getting thrown out the other night against the Bulls feels like a bit of a tipping point. It feels like it was a moment in time where everyone's like, all right, that's dumb.
A lot of people are talking about it.
People started talking and saying, by the way, he gets a bad whistle. So I feel like it could be. And then, come to find out, he finds an ally in this quest from a very unusual and unexpected analyst. Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick Perkins. Do you want to play the clip here for just a second, Kel? Yeah.
Him again? There's no
And
way.
he shouldn't.
Okay, good. All right, I like this.
And I'm tired of I'm tired of the Jokic disrespect from the officials. Okay, this guy is the best player in the NBA. Okay, a Finals MVP, won the championship last year, and has never cheated the game of basketball. Right? He's reliable, available. He puts up his numbers. He wins games. And so when I think about all the other players across the league, the superstars, right? And what they get away with when it comes down to having conversations with officials. That's what we're going to call it, right? Speaking their mind, because it's the emotional game. The tolerance that officials have for other superstar players, they don't seem to keep that same energy when it comes to Jokic. And that's not fair.
Why is that, you think?
That's good there,
What is
Kel.
it? You think...
I'm going to walk off this set right now.
Guys, Kendrick Perkins, he says he's never cheated the game.
Except last year.
When he stat padded.
Yeah, except
but
for
other than that, he's never cheated the game. And also now,
he's tired of the disrespect.
He's tired of the disrespect.
Don't gloss over that.
In all sincerity, though, Dev, look, man, Perk is. It is weird that Perk is the guy that was given disrespect, and now he's like, hey, he gets a bad whistle. That's kind of a funny one.
He must be a maniac. Like, for you to say you're tired of the disrespect, you started the disrespect. Like, you really did alter entire league's opinion on one guy. But, just to go back on to speaking about the refs, this is like, when we talk about Malone forgetting that a guy is like on the bench or something, it's like, hey, go out there. Like, that's how I feel about what happened with the refs. It became a national conversation where you're like, hey, look at this. This is crazy. This is what we've been talking about this whole time. But nobody, looked into it. And now that he got kicked out of a big game, everyone has to talk about it, which means that the referees are getting looked at in a different light. Right. So now they are, turning the eyes onto that. Like, we have to make these calls. We have to make sure that he is the superstar and he's getting that treatment, because he is one of those type of players that should be going to the line more.
Yeah. The Pistons ejection did not rise to this level.
Nope.
This one did.
Although it is referenced. People will make it a footnote.
Right, but now you can go back to
it.
Yeah. Funny enough, though, the official that threw Nikola Jokic out of that game has not reffed an NBA game since.
Really?
And he's not reffing tonight.
Really? Is there? This is like, you're not saying anything, but
I'm just looking at the ref schedule and telling you who's on it.
This is why wins the best. I didn't even think this, to go look at the ref schedule.
Not
I didn't
on
know
the
this
schedule
actually
tonight.
existed. I didn't know there was such a thing.
It's out there.
It's out there. So there you go. Do you feel like this is a turning point?
I'm not holding my breath. Kind of believe it when I see it consistently, kind of deal. The other thing is, it happened there was already a dust storm kind of being kicked up with other stars being ejected around the league on what seemingly weak ejections, including another Nuggets game with Trae Young, by the way, which I think even Nuggets fans are like, that seems a bit silly. So there was a larger conversation. I don't think it was a suddenly let's re-examine how Jokic is reffed. I think some of it was like, okay, this technical dynamic is out of control.
Right.
As far as Jokic getting benefit of the doubt and shooting 12 plus free throws, I'm not expecting it, to be honest. But I think it's something that the Nuggets have started dialogue with the league on this. I think that stuff matters more than the media exclamation points.
You know, what are the odds, to play a little game, what are the odds that Nikola Jokic starts to actually try to get foul calls and
Man,
has
that would suck.
multiple games of 10 plus free throws? Because I will say this, I thought he was trying to draw foul calls more in that last game than I've seen him in a while.
Really?
And not make the shot.
Do you agree, Dev? You're kind of nodding your head.
I didn't really think about it.
I didn't notice
but
it either.
he had more free throws, so I'm like, there has to be something to it. It wasn't.
He was
just
trying
like,
to draw
we're gonna
fouls,
call it.
man. I'm
So
telling
yeah, that
you.
might be a real thing that we'll be able to see
And I
in person.
hate it. I absolutely hate it. But I think that's something that was happening.
You know,
We'll see what happens tonight.
We'll see what happens. I mean, Chet's gonna foul him because he can't do anything else. He's too little, man. He's too skinny.
Yeah.
By
And
the way,
what I mean by that, like a defender's guarding Jokic like this, and he swung his arm under to draw the contact, and he never does that shit
all right. By the way,
in the post.
Tim McMahon had another great one. We don't have to play this one, Kill. We don't have time, but he has a rant that is very controversial that I absolutely agree with. He says no official should be under 6 feet tall.
This is an insane take.
No
What?
official should be like. Why? Well, he says in part because short guys having to bully a complex.
All right,
which
this is
that part's getting a little
a
rough.
little
It's a little
discriminatory.
rough.
This is a little close to
discriminatory.
actual discrimination.
I actually
I'm
think
gonna
it
keep it
is. I
real.
don't know
Yeah.
that you can actually say
Man,
this.
it kinda
but
is,
here's one thing I will say. NBA is a big, big guys. I do feel like when you get an official who's a big guy, they call the game differently. I've always said this. When you have an official, you're like, this is clearly a big man, a former big man who's become a referee in a league, and he allows a certain level of physicality. Then when you get the little tiny guys, they don't know they never played inside. They
This
don't know
is
anything
ins-
about
this is
being
I
inside.
want
insane.
him to get back on the mic and say there should only be white referees. I want him to say it right
You
now.
think it's that big? Man,
No
it's-
women
I'm
referees
hamming
allowed
it up.
either.
Of course.
Man, we're
Hang on.
really
Yeah.
going.
I'm
No
hamming it
female
up. I'm
referees
hamming
allowed.
it up.
Yeah. Well, he did specifically say male referees have to be that
That's
tall.
the
I mean,
worst thing I've ever heard, though.
Man, I'm
You
telling
said it
you.
like you agreed with. That was a
I agree
horrible.
with it.
That's a
I'm
horrible take.
just telling you, as a big man, and my fellow big, everybody's gonna be against this take except for like Noah
This is
Tucker. My fellow
insane.
big. You could tell in the chat who's tall.
Why
guy,
not just
'cause-
add an extra ref that looks at the bigs or something like that? We
a
don't
big
need to
ref?
have a
I would
height.
love if we had a big
A
ref
big
that
ref.
works the baselines.
Yeah,
That would be
but
incredible.
he's gotta
It
be
doesn't
above
matter the
6
height
foot.
requirement. It
Just
just has
Boban
to be
for
an
the rest
extra
of his
person.
career.
So how tall does the ref need to be in your opinion? What's the minimum height
think-
for a ref?
I think like 6'6",
This is
like
bullshit.
a 6'6", like a good
They would be,
6'6".
you know what they
They're
would
breeding.
be?
They're breeding
Players.
referees.
They would be players.
God!
Guys love the game and they ref because they're not 6'6".
I'm just saying, man. I have had it in my
How many
life
games
a lot
would
where
be
you get the
refed?
short ref and they don't know how to call it.
Well, we will need to scour the world for new referees.
6'6".
I need you to be
tall?
6'6". I need you to love basketball. Don't be too good at it though. You're not a player. You're a referee.
I'm with Tim McMahon. Guys, we saw.
I actually wonder if he was trolling with that take.
He's actually giving it. No, you know what? Tim McMahon, 6'5", fellow big man.
Yeah,
plays the
that's what I'm
post game.
saying. That's part of the problem.
Is what?
This message would be a little better received from a fellow tiny king. You know?
I'm saying.
Look, I don't tell
telling you
other
right now.
communities what they can and can't do.
Other communities, the short king community.
All I know is there are great officials in the National Basketball Association that are 6 feet tall. There are great, outstanding officials.
But let's just do this one. If Vogt was officiating and there was a short guy going up against a big guy, do you think he would give a little preferential treatment to the short guy? Honestly.
No,
Dev, come on.
I think you
No!
think I think
Come
you
on,
think
Dev was
short
nodding.
people have this weird
on, I'll ask you.
inherited bias that they don't.
Do you think if you were Faku out there running around that he had a
What I would have a hard time not doing is like silently fist pumping when he scores at the rim.
Every time he does
I'm
one
like,
of
that's
these.
good.
Last game, fellas, we saw the dunk of the year. I think it's the dunk of the year. Honestly, I'd have to like really rack
It
my
looks
brain.
so much better at full speed.
Man, the first time I saw it looked like it was dunk of the year.
No,
the
full
replays,
speed, it looks
I
amazing.
will say this: the picture of where he takes off from is really impressive. So like it is, whatever. But it made me wonder: will that be the dunk of the year? And if you were setting a line for this, what would you put the odds on who will have the dunk of the year?
I don't think that was. I don't think that will be the dunk of the year. I think that Aaron Gordon is going to have another like crazy dunk, or Jamal Murray. Like there's other people that
Murray's dunks do hit
also
different.
have these dunks. I think that right now we just haven't seen it in so long that it stood out, and it came from Christian. But I do think that there will be another crazy moment like that really matters.
I think AG's got to be the favorite at like minus 150.
Minus? No way.
Yeah.
He's
Not
got to
minus.
be
He's
the
like
favorite.
plus 200, which is the best
DeAndre
odds.
Jordan's sneaky in this conversation
Man, that's
already
actually
with some
kinda
of those
true.
alley-oops.
I don't know. He tried to throw down a great dunk the other night and didn't go that well.
Nothing more frustrating than
Didn't
a
have that
a
same
DeAndre
Dude, you
use
had
in
Jordan
the
one
legs.
reverse alley-oop dunk, though? It was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
I will say this. I think I'd be disappointed if that's the best dunk of the year. But I wrote this in the grades. That was Christian Braun's Bruce Brown moment. He had two blocks and a steal in that game, and that was the kind of
You're right.
fast break
That is
dunk.
Brucey B.
And then, we need a timeout, and Bruce is pumping everyone up, and the crowd's excited. And we've talked about those little pockets of ways that Christian can provide the Bruce Brown impact.
right.
And that's what that moment was to me, straight out of the Bruce playbook.
I think if you're looking at it, Aaron Gordon is a great candidate. Jamal Murray is a great candidate if he gets a dunk, because his usually are of the. Like, he had one the other day that was pretty nice. It wasn't like an all-time dunk, but it was like it raised the intensity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a
He
big-time
can
play.
pull him out when you're not expecting it.
Peyton Watson, I think, is on there. Like,
Absolutely.
Peyton Watson is super athletic. We haven't really seen him poster anybody, but, it is a possibility.
It
and then
is.
I'm going to give you my favorite bet. Michael Porter hasn't been super athletic this year, but Mike does have like some posters in his.
does.
You know what I mean?
He
like
does.
he's a sneaky. He's
Including
like
one on Kevin Durant. in the
and
playoffs.
was it Kawhi Leonard? No, who was
No,
it?
that was Montrezl Harrell.
Montrezl Harrell. You're
I
right.
like to say the
Montrezl
L.
Harrell.
Sorry, Montrez.
So Michael Porter, he hasn't looked like he has that spring in him just yet this year, but maybe he does, and he's like Murray, his pop off.
Yeah.
What about best pass of the year? It's just gonna be Yoke. Don't you feel like
Yeah.
it's almost certainly locked to be Yoke?
I mean, yes.
I don't think we've seen it yet, though.
No, it hasn't.
No,
Okay.
I can't.
Well, actually, yes, we have. No, the full court inbound. That's honestly
To
an
Aaron
all
Gordon.
timer.
I agree with that.
But we didn't see it because
yeah,
the broadcast
was-
missed it.
If it was not broadcasted, did it happen?
Aaron Gordon said it was the best pass he's ever seen. That
I mean,
might,
it was a 3/4
It was a
court
crazy
inbounds
pass.
alley-oop.
Yeah, I don't know if anything's going to top
Taylor
that.
Jenkins just. Do you remember? If you remember the highlight, Taylor Jenkins, like as the plays ball's in the air, is like stands up and he's
walking.
like, he's like, guys.
There are some guys on the floor that don't even understand what had happened yet.
Yeah,
they're
they're
looking
like,
around
"Why
like,
is
oh,
he
they
dunking?"
scored? Yeah. When did the ball come?
We might see a
Yeah.
better one than that.
From Jokic, though. It's going to
It
be
will
him.
be from Jokic, yeah.
Do you guys don't think Christian Braun is the backup point
Can you
guard?
imagine? Like,
I will say Jamal's been saucy this year. I like the way Aaron.
that's true.
The last two games, Aaron's got his ball movement back. Not necessarily the assist totals, but the two-man with Yoke, the give and goes, the quick passes. He's not going to win this, but he's been back to it.
All right, everybody, let's get to our favorite part here. Let's make some bets. Open up the
Please.
Bet365 Never Ordinary Sportsbook app and give your full attention to Superstar Dev.
So Denver comes into this one as 5-point favorites, and I like this matchup for Denver to really just see if they're back. They looked like themselves in the last one. It was also the second night of a back-to-back against a tired Brooklyn team. But I like what I've seen from the starters. I like what I've seen from the backups. I think that we get extra starter minutes in this game, so you don't see that lead get closed. I'm going to take Denver -5 in this
Love
one.
that.
All right, I'm with it.
We don't lose takeover nights.
We don't ever. The Thunder force you like to pick up your pace, speed it up, and while Denver doesn't necessarily want to do that, they will do it every now and then. I think that they actually enjoy getting out and running. But I think this one stays under. I think that the Thunder are going to try to run it through SGA. He might be the only one that has one of those type of games, but they keep them like relatively low. So I'm going to go under 237. On the Thunder side of things, they got a bucket man over there, and he's on a tear right now. Denver is missing KCP, who really did slow him down last game. He's not there this time. Pencil in SGA for over 31 points.
Really?
Yeah. What do you mean, really? He can score 40 every time. He's going to score 30.
What do you mean, really?
I'm not taking that bet.
You don't like
Takeover
money.
Saturday. Dev's like, I'm ready to get you riled up.
not taking
SGA
it.
31 over.
Do you like money or do you like vibes?
I like vibes.
Well, then you don't need to be on the betting
Being
segment.
honest with
Yes.
you.
I'm
also
biased
take-
because I only get one of those.
I'll take
things.
Chet over 23 points plus rebounds, and that's almost a lot.
So
for
you
me.
took the under, and you're taking the over on their two big players.
That's it.
All
That's
right.
it.
Adam,
I
this
think
is
he
a
gets it.
professional
I
setter.
know.
Yeah, let him go. Let him
I
go.
think he gets it. He's good, and that the future is bright for him. I think that how Denver like allows them to score, they're just going to be able to let him get those like floaters and push shots what he wants to go to. And it's also fast paced, more rebounding opportunities. I think he gets it. Now on to Denver's side of things.
Nice.
Because these are the guys that you guys want to see, right?
That's
like,
true.
This is what you
Yeah.
guys
These
like.
are the vibes picks.
There's people out there that want to see those. Give me Jamal everything for him. Like, I think that he's
Points,
going to have a
rebounds,
monster
assists?
game. I'm going to go over 19.5 points for him.
I like that. Going
I
up
think
against
that's-
his fellow
They haven't
Canadian.
readjusted it yet.
It's low.
Yeah.
It's low. He's
Going
going to
against
get
two
that.
Canadians, actually.
Yeah. Also want to take the over 2.5 3-pointers for him. He gets it at home. He rides the crowd at ball. Will be in attendance, also screaming.
There's going to be a great crowd tonight.
It will be. And maybe there's an Adam Morris chant. Who knows? Let's just go there. Let's go back to the well on Aaron Gordon points, rebounds, and assists at 22.5. It's been hitting. He's active, and he gets a bump for more rebounding opportunities. Also, they're too small for him. They're going to look back at that last game and say, yo, you feasted in this one. They're too little. Let's do it again. So I think that he gets that 22.5. Let's get one defensive one in. Let's do Jokic to record a steal, at least one steal. For the lock of the game, this is a new one for me, but I feel like it hits, and I think it'll be fun to count in person. Let's go rebounds plus assist for Jokic. He just had
Just
another
rebounds and assists
Yep,
for Jokic?
yep.
All right.
He just had another triple-double. He's been aggressive on the boards, and to be able to scoop up a few more with how favorable the matchup this is, how quick, they want to get out and run. I also think he continues to feed the hot man, so he has been finding guys. So I think that the assist happened. So if you like him to get a triple-double, which I think he does get, it's 22.5 for the points. For the rebounds and assists. That's only like 2 more rebounds.
Yeah, that's
he's
like
gonna get over
11
10.
and 11.
Yeah, he's going to get that. So that is my lock of the game.
Is triple-double?
No.
Point, rebounds, assists.
Rebounds, assists.
Okay. What about threes?
For Jokic?
No. Michael Porter threes? Are we feeling it tonight?
Yes.
At home.
Last game I wasn't, and I neglected to say that in the pregame show, and you all thought I was lying. I think tonight he hits his shots. I do.
Do you feel like it's a lot of threes? Would you almost take an alternate threes line?
No, what's the line? 2.5?
Yeah, 2.5.
Oh,
if you
no,
go
just-
to 4, though, you get a good plus 210.
Yeah, but I just the 2.5's a gift. I think take that 3 home threes. I could see it.
When are they going to give us Julian Strother threes?
They're scared to.
When he hits them more?
Yeah, they're afraid to.
They're scared.
They're just afraid, bro. Don't be scared. What else do we like in this game? You guys have any players you like? You like a block shots or anything here? Steals?
Let me go to block shots. Where are we here? There's steals, blocks.
Like, come on.
What?
Nothing.
I was gonna see if I could do a P-Watt block, but you can't.
You can't. They never let us get that one. I kind of like. You don't like Yoke's points tonight, huh, Dev? I feel like Yoke's going to put some points on the board.
So put it with points, rebounds, assists.
You think that's the play?
Yeah, you might. I like
Bro.
the rebounds and assists for sure. So you might as well get some points.
What is
on
his
it as
points
well.
at? 28.5.
Yep, points, rebounds, and assists for 51.5.
You can do a points 36.5. You can take that for Yoke.
He's just gonna go crazy in this one.
They can't guard him.
They can't.
They can't guard him.
He wasn't that aggressive last game.
I know, but that wasn't this game. I'm going to put a little quarter bet on it. Just a little tiny sprinkle bet on it because I think he scores. All right, guys, that does it. We're going to go party with the fellas, ride the bus down to Ball Arena. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that like button on the way out. We'll see you on the other side.
We all silly like the mayor.